Hey guys, this is Hetu and welcome back to etlqalabs. So guys, we are learning Java and this is the second video in the series. In the previous video, we have looked at how to install Java, how to install uh, IDE, that is IntelliJ IDE. That will be helpful for us to write the code that will that is what we have installed, and also we have set the path, right? So Java home path and environment variable, right? So that's what we have done. So we are actually good to code. Now what we will do is we will launch IDE and we will write our first ever code, right? And then we will see how we will explore. I am not going to go to basic functionality of object oriented programming, etc. right now, because at a time that's confusing, right? That's the reason we will learn everything practically, and when we will cover this concept I will also cover the theory, right? So hope that will be okay, because that is also a good way that you know the coding first and then you explore what is the feature, right? That's my approach basically, right? So let's try to launch the IDE and then we will write our first code and I will explain that how the structure of this code, right? So let's go quickly. Now let me launch this. So IntelliJ IDEA, this is the one we have installed. Let me launch it. All right, let's give a second. I think it's coming up. All right, guys. So what we will do is, since I have tried to do something here, that's why you can see one project here. But we will create it for you. It will be there will not be any project here, guys. So you have to go to File, then go to New, and then say Project, right? So you have to just say Project, and then write the project name. So let's say Java Practice, okay, or maybe Java Series. All right, and then create. All right, it will say it will open in a new window. That's fine. Open in a new window. All right, it opened up in a new window, this particular project. Now, once we created the project, let me try to create a package within that project, right? Because I want to use that particular package, right? So, I don't want to go here. Rather, I want to go to source, okay? I want to create. So, this is a folder, and within this, I just want to create one package here. So here we go. Now I'll say Java series package. I'll just give some name, guys. Okay. All right. So this is done. I just hit enter. Now I need to create one very first our Java program. So I have to go here new and then. So guys, here once you click here, you just say right click and then you will get it here, right? So go to new and then you say Java class. All right. Now you have to give the class name, right? So what is the class name? I'll say my first my first program. Okay, all right. So you see, guys. One second. I think let me delete it and to show you step by step. I think second. That's fine. I will just go here and I'll say Java, and then once I say my first program, my first Java class, okay, okay, and then guys I have to hit enter, and then yeah, that's why I wanted to show you, hit enter, right? Now this is automatically populated. See, once I given the class name here, it is already taken public class and the class name. And these are the keywords, guys, right? Public, class. That's why you can see in the different colors, right? And this entire, so this is a package, right? Within this package, we have the classes. So what is the hierarchy, guys? Here you can see here, right? So hierarchy is basically we have one project. Within that project, we can have the multiple packages, right? And within that packages, we can have multiple classes, right? And now inside the classes, I will show you what all the things we can do, right? So what is class? We will, learn later. But for now, just go with the flow actually, right? So I can just write here Um, there's a main method, guys, right? So in Java, I'll explain you. First, let me write it, right? So I'll just type main and I will say control and space, right? Control space, and then this will be highlighted. Then you can just say. Otherwise, you can manually type everything, right? No need to type manually. You can say main. You can type main, something like this. All right, guys. Let me show you once. So I will just say main, and then you can just hit enter. Okay. If that suggestion is not coming, you can just say control and space bar, then it will suggest you. Okay. Now this is the main method basically. Okay. Here, and this is the signature of the main method, and this is how you have to write actually. So main method we have to write in this way only, and this is this is how the and this is predefined method, right? You can't change this method, etc. Okay, so you know that this is the structure. Now you have to write, let's say if you want to print something, okay, so to print something in Java we have to write system dot print uh, system dot out dot print ln, guys. See, we have so many methods here, right? We'll see what is method, what is function, etc. But for now, just choose this one, print ln. Okay, and now I'll say this is, one second, this is my first, this is my first program. Okay, now this is the structure, guys. Now I need to run it and I want to show you how, and then I will explain you what is the structure right here. So to run the any program or any uh, class in Java, we have this button, right? Run button. You can just click and see the output. All right, it's running. All right, guys, you see the output is here, right? You can see the output is here, and this is displaying. This is what I wanted to print, right? This is my first program, right? Now you see that to print anything, we have to use this particular function or method. Okay. Now let me explain this, guys. Okay. So what happens is, uh, as I told you here, we have the first we have the project, and then after that within the project we can have multiple packages. So now I have one package here, Java series package, and within that we can have multiple classes. Now inside the class, guys, inside the class, see what all the things are there. So inside the class we can have methods, right? We can have methods, multiple methods basically, right? So what are methods? Basically methods are nothing but those are functions basically, what we want to do achieve, right? So in C and C++, I think we call it a function, but here we call it as a method, right? So whatever what we want to intend. So but this main is the main method basically. This is the main method. But if I want to write something else, let's say for example, so we have to actually the one class can contain multiple methods basically. Okay, there's no limitation, I guess. So we can write it. So if I need to write here, let's say I want to very simple one. I want to just say mm, add two numbers maybe. Okay. I want to just say add two numbers. So guys, how I have to write? I have to write, let's say public void. Okay. I'll tell you what is this. Public void add two numbers. Okay. I will just give name, some meaningful name, and then I will say int a, int b. Okay. Okay. I think let me try to add it here, and then I will say here int sum, okay, equal to a plus b. Okay, this is what it is. Now if I come to the main method, so guys, we have to call everything. So this is one of the method, and this method has to be called inside the main method only, right? So let me comment it. Comment means I think I am actually disabling this line. So nothing, this line will be ignored basically by the Java compiler, right? So now what I will do is I will just do one thing. To access any method, I need to make a, I think it will be too heavy for you guys, I guess. Okay. But let me just show you. If you don't understand, just don't worry. Okay. I just want to show you how it works, right? So I have to make one object, okay? Object, because this is object oriented programming, right? I want to make an object of this particular class, and then I want to just call that particular function. So this is add two numbers, right? So I'll say 2 comma 5. All right. Okay. So this is done, and I want to display here basically. Okay. I want to display here system dot out dot println. Okay. And I want to say sum. Okay. Or maybe I can write sum is, so this sum is sum. Okay. Let me try to run now. Okay. It should give actually ID. It should display sum is 7, something like that. Let me run it. Okay. I think it's still building, guys. Just wait a second. Perfect. See, the output is sum is 7. Okay. If you don't understand, just don't worry, guys. I think, but let me explain you. Okay. Now I just want to remove this because I think we'll go to the basic one first. Okay. Okay. Now, let's try to understand this code, right? So, whatever, wherever your, class is there, we have to actually import that particular package. Now, since we are in the same package, if actually I am going to import this particular class from any other package, then I have to say import package or something. That we will see it later. But the idea is we need to have the package from which package this particular class belongs, and then this is the public class. This is the keywords basically, right? And then the class name basically. These we have to put, right? Now, this is the main method. So, uh, in order to run any of the Java class, right, Java program, we need to have the main method. So this is one of the very important. I would say this is mandatory method. If we don't have this method, main method, the program will not run, right? So there will not be any output. Okay. So because everything starts from main, so whenever you run your Java program, it will directly go, the control will directly go and check inside the main method, and this is the signature. You can't change the signature of this method basically, right? When I say signature, like this is string, and then this is giving the array of the strings, and then args, this is the name of that particular array, string array, right? So this is the argument that we have to pass actually, right? And then whatever you are actually performing, that everything, whatever, if you are calling other function also, it should be within this particular bracket. So this bracket is start and end, right? So everything should be written here only, then only your program will run, right? So this is how it is basically, structure of Java, I think. So this is the very first program. I think you should you might have get some idea. Okay. And we will actually start. I think next session I would like to, because I just took some integer and I just did add and all those things, I think, right? So we need to understand, I think, from the next class, what are those in variables, etc., right? So let me. So I hope you are able to understand this. Okay. So if let's say, if I want to make one more class, guys. Okay. I want to make one more class. For example, I'll say my second program. Okay. See, when I hit enter, I think automatically the package is here displayed, like it's showing the package, and also this class, right? And everything we have to write within inside this class only. Okay. So inside this class, I can write, let's say, forget about it. I will just say void. Void means return, guys. Return type is nothing, null, right? Void means return type is null, means that particular function is not returning. So I'll say just say public void display. Okay, I'll say display. This is the, so what is this? This is I mean public type, and but this one display is a method or the function. This is also called as function or method. In Java we call it method. Okay, this is method. Okay, now if I display something, let's say system dot out, I just want to print, right? Dot println. I'll say this is display method. Okay, if I need to type something, guys, that I want to print, I have to put inside the bracket. See, inside this what is this, not bracket, guys, inside this inside the quotes. Yeah, so if I want to display here, let's say I want to make one more method. Okay, I want to say, I'm simply displaying, I'm not doing anything. Okay, so I want to say display, or I will say print here. I'll say this is print method. Okay, now if I need to okay, fine, now where are we? Perfect. But guys, we have not written the main method, so let's try to run this, whether we are able to get anything or not, right? Okay, now see, when I go here, it give you this kind of button, right, to run it. But when I go to this program, it doesn't give me that option because compiler is not able to identify whether we can run it or not. So it is disabled, right? So this is disabled, and it says that file in the editor is not runnable. Why it is not runnable? Because we are missing the main method, right? So we have written these two methods within this class. One is display, one is print, but we have not actually, we don't have the main method, so how it will be running, right? So I have to make the main method. I have to run the main method. Okay, let me try. How do I say main method? So I will do one thing, guys. I have to make an object of this particular class, right? And then only I can access all these two methods, right? Otherwise, it will not allow me, right? So because it is here, right? Let me try to run it. Okay, now we got this run button, but it will not give you anything because inside the main method, so main method is starting from this bracket until this, so there is nothing, right? It will not display anything, right? You see, nothing will display. See, there is nothing inside here, there is no output. But I want to do it, what I want to do, I want to make a object, and then through object I want to call those two methods. So and this is how you have to do. We have to write the class name, then you have to say any name, let's say object, anything I can give, any name, right? Because just a name, right? And then I have to write a new operator, new, new operator, and then again the class name, copy paste. Okay, and then class name, and then bracket. Okay, this is the class name, right? I just copied it, and then this is how. So this is the syntax, guys, to create an object. So I have created an object of this particular class, which means I can access now all the members of this particular class, right? Because this is object oriented programming, so I have to create an object in order to access the class, right? Now, so where is the object? So using this object, if I say object dot, now it is giving me options, right? What all the things are. So it is giving me display method here, and also let me uh, call the print method also. Print method is also there. Now guys, what will happen is basically it will say this is here. It will say this is display method, like this it will type, right? Display method, and this is print method because we are calling both these methods now. Okay, let me comment it. I don't want to call the print method. I just want to call the display method, because when I say uh, this slash, right, double slash, then it will actually disable, which means this will not be executed. Okay, it will be ignored. So this will only be executed. Let's see. Once I run, second guy. So it says that this is a display method. This is display method. Now, if I need to just uncomment it, I think it will display again. This is print method also, right? So both the method should be displayed here. See, this is display method, this is print method. Okay, hope you are able to understand, guys. So in order to call any, any object from the class, non-static object, I think we will not go to static and all those things right now, but just understand. In order to access any functions or methods, basically, right? Any method or any other member also. Let's say I am actually inside the class. I'm just declaring something int a or int name. I will say name, maybe char name equal to hetu, let's say. Okay. Also, guys, see, you might be able to see here, right? Every statement when I'm writing, right, I'm actually terminating it with semicolon. Otherwise, it will give you error. Okay. So this is how we have to do. Okay. This is not char, guys. This is string, right? All right. Because this is string. Now, I want to just access this name also. Okay. So I want to access, how I want to how I have to access, because this is within the class. To access this, I have to call the object, access through the object. So object dot name, right? So this is the variable. Okay. And everywhere you might be able to see here, right? Every statement is having semicolon at the end. Okay. Okay, one second. What happened here? Some problem? Let me see. This is good. Okay. What's that? Hmm. Not a statement. Not able to understand. Let me see. Obj dot name. Ah, okay, okay. Because see how it will. So we don't have any print method here, right? So in order to make it to show it, display it, right? I have to write the print method here, right? Because this will just give you value, but I am not going to display it anywhere, right? Here only I have declared it. I have put the value, but until I say print it, it will not, right? So I have to say system dot out. All right, guys. Dot out dot println. Okay. And then inside this, I think probably I can copy it, or maybe I can write this. Okay. Dot name. Now this will work. See, there is no error, right? Now let's see, guys. Let's run it. Perfect. See. So object dot name contains hetu, right? So this is displaying here, right? So this is how actually, if you need to, if you how you can make an object of a particular your class, and you can call the all the members basically. So when I say member, this is one of the member, and member is basically, this is the this is not function, this is just string, right? So this is one of the variable. Okay, I am able to access this string variable, and then these are the methods. Okay, and method is basically function, and we can actually achieve whatever we want to do. Here I have just written a simple print statement just to show you, right, for you to be familiar. So guys, I think you are able to understand. So to access here, right, we have to make this object, and through object only we have to access. We have to say object dot, and then it will give you auto suggestions, right? So this is the use of ID also, guys, right? If you are actually, so there is no compulsion of having this ID IntelliJ or Eclipse. You can actually write your code on notepad, and you can also execute it. Okay, but the thing is, There you will not get any suggestions, etc., right? What we are getting here, right? So when, for example, when I say here char, it is saying here error, right? This error. So this is the compile time error itself, right? So it says that here one error, one typo, right? Which means that it is suggesting that this cannot be character, right? So it should be something else. So we already know it, right? Similarly, if we were not having, let's say for example, this one. Now you see disabled, right? So here we are not getting this run button enabled, right? Because main method is missing. Now as soon as I removed it, the comment, right? Then it is able to show you. Okay, so this is the very good use of ID, and everyone, almost everyone is using the ID, and learning with ID is very good because you know where you are making the mistakes, at least initially, right? And later also you have to use ID only, right? Whenever you are going to the project, you either use Eclipse or IntelliJ or any other ID, but you will be using this IDs only, right? So it is good idea to use ID and learn it. All right. So this is the small things that I wanted to share. I think we will cover all the concept, object-oriented programming, etc. as and when we actually cover those topics, right? But for now, I just want to give you the practical experience so that you also get yourself familiar and you get certain confidence level, right? So once you build up your confidence, I think it will be easy for you to learn, right? So this is the reason I'm just showing you. And in the next session, maybe we can look at variables, etc., right? As you can see here, I have written string and all. You might not be aware, right? I have written char also. You might not be aware of it, right? So we will cover that variable because that is the very basic, building blocks are the very basic feature of the Java or for any programming language, right? Variables are must, right? We need to know actually variables, and then only I think we can proceed further. Okay. So that's all for this video, and hope you like this series. Hope you're liking this series. We are going little bit slower, guys, okay, but then the idea is just you learn it over the period of time, right? It is not like I go very fast and you are not able to grab the things, right? So hope you are able to get the a good amount of time, okay. And last week unfortunately I could not do the video, but the idea is to make at least one video in a week so that you can practice, right? And that's all for this video, I think. Hope you're liking it. If you're liking it, just let me know so that that will give me more encouragement, and then that will motivate me, in fact, right? So that's the reason, okay? So please comment, and if your friends are also interested, you can share this channel, I think. And there are a lot of content, right? And this series, I think I am specifically doing it for the automation, right? So it is, as I explained in the last video, that this is also very important nowadays that people should know at least basics of automation, at least uh, test automation, at least the Selenium, right? People should know at least, right? So now we are learning Java. I think once we will finish the Java, it will long way to go anyways, but then I will cover the Selenium, right? But important thing is Java is the primary things to know before you learn Selenium, because most of the interviewers will ask the questions on Java only. I think you guys will agree. Whoever might have attempted, to give the interview for automation testing or maybe for ETL testing, any kind of testing. Right? People will ask you the Java basically, whether you know the Java or not, right? If you don't know Java, they will not even touch the Selenium, right? So that is the whole purpose I wanted to teach you Java first, okay? So that's all for this video, guys, and I'll see you soon. And until then, happy learning. God bless you. Bye.